All right, we're going to do this. Bitcoin on the month. That's where I like to start with Bitcoin on the month. Okay, so we look at this a lot lately. We're looking blatant swing down right on the month. We got a lot of room to the 50. RSI is down here. Um, let's jump into the week. So I think that the last time that I was talking about Bitcoin, this was a slight green candle, probably 4 or 5 hours in, maybe half a day in, maybe. I can't remember. This thing flipped to red, and as soon as this thing flipped to red, right? I think I've mentioned this a couple times. If it can go to 3, it can go to 5, right? That's kind of that's just my thing. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional trader. I'm just a software guy who likes cryptocurrency and has, I feel, a grasp of the market, right? So if you try and follow my trades, you're going to get wrecked. But I was watching this candle, this red 4 here, and I wanted this to turn green because I had some money set aside. And then I was saying that I may have to wait until the next week, right? Until I go into until I buy into anything, basically. Well, now that we've got this red candle here, we've got 1 day and 16 hours left. Friday night, Saturday morning, depending on where you live, I guess. Um, and this doesn't look good. So I would be preparing myself, and that's what I've done is I'm preparing myself for just a little more of a drop, right? And by doing that, I trimmed off some of these uh well, one or two was a winner. Sol was a winner. Matic was a winner. I think Matic was a winner. Matic is still sort of a winner, but I trimmed that down. Um, E&J, Algo, 1 inch, Mana, and Audio. These are all really tiny, right? I mean, these are very small trades. So I left those in, but some of the other ones I did get rid of, and one of those would be ETH. But let's go back to Bitcoin and let's look at the day because it's been a couple days. And BTC on the day is getting rejected at the 200. Now, this is bad. This is very, very bad. We don't want to see our 50 and our 100 cross, right? Because if we can time before this 50 and this 100 cross, we've got a very good chance of a good sized dip. That would be a dip that would be back here below this line. So I put this marker here in play, and I believe that I turned it red as possibly a point of which to consider what I'm going to do with Bitcoin. So you have to learn to trade. You have to figure out what your positions are. You have to figure out how you're going to play this market because, uh, yeah, you're not getting a Lambo. I've said that over and over again. Um, but let's try and gather some Satoshis, right, along the way. And so right now I'd have to say that probably 70 to 60% or 60 to 70% of what I consider my tradable portfolio is in cash right now, and the rest is tied up in stupid stuff. So that'll give you an idea of how small my trading portfolio is, how much I trade with. I do have a tendency of putting stuff into cold storage. I may pull some BTC out of storage in order to put that into cash to trade with a year from now. Literally mark on my calendar and say whatever the price is, buy Bitcoin at this time, and I'll show you why. Um, but so on the day we're going up, and that's good. It's really going to depend what happens right around here, right around this line right here, I think. And that comes in at 49.6. So about 49.5K is where I would like to see it start to spring up above the 200. If it just kind of mealies around here, I need a daily candle trading above this, guys. You know that you hopefully you've got an idea how this game works, but I'm not seeing it. It's still a 3. We've still got 15 hours left on this candle. It's Friday night. I don't know what the weekend holds. Um, Drop down to the 4 hour on Bitcoin just to see. And I think the last time I was on the 4 hour, I was talking about channels. Let's do that instead. No, I want you. No, I want you. How do I grab you? Oh, this is maddening. All right, I'm deleting you. I no longer like you. I'm going to start this way. And then do it again. Do it again, do it again. Turn around, go away. Little David Bowie. All right. So there is no reason why this could not end up doing something very similar here. And there's no reason why it couldn't end up doing something similar here. Because the way I see it is this whole area is now sus, right? I mean, how long are we going to trade in here and is it going to go up or down? So right now, like I said, my personal confidence in the market in the coins is about 70% that of not being confident. So I got about 30% of confidence. I'm not here to tell you what I'm not thinking, right? We got no support down here. There's no support. We go to the daily. Our support ended back here, guys. Back here, right when on the daily, right when our 50 started breaking downward. That's when all support on Bitcoin ended. So Bitcoin, I look at the day to see if it's a good time to trade. I then drill down to the 4 hour to look for an entry, right? So same thing with an exit. So let's go to the daily here. Bitcoin on the day. See what this. We're gonna need to go way out. Maybe the week. Let's do the month here. All right, so we're looking at Bitcoin on the month. This is what I want you to prepare for. right? Let's fib this out. Let's use our Fibonacci tool. We're going to go all the way back here. We're on the month. We're going to kind of cheat, and we're just going to take our top. So we're going to take this whole run, put the numbers out here, make them a little easier to see, right? Now, we're going to grab our handy dandy ruler. You should be using the ruler all the time. Measure for the fun of it, right? We're going to go down to 0.786, and that is 71%. That is $19,500. Take this down a little more to 80%, and we're talking $13.5 thousand. And if Bitcoin follows, and that's a big if in my mind, I should explain that. But if it follows cycles, that's what you should expect, right? So at some point, it needs to go down. Now, its previous low was $3,600. I think, well, that might not have been its low. It might have been lower than that. But about $3,600 if I'm not mistaken. That might have been my buy-in, my last buy-in on Bitcoin, my lowest buy-in, I should say, on Bitcoin. But you get the idea. That was about 80% from where it went. So 3,200 coming from 19, let's say 19,000, right? I mean, what percent is that? Figure it out, because my head hurts thinking about it. But that's that's why people that are telling you on YouTube you can 10 times your money on something, you can buy a Lambo, right? That's the joke. People that have been this in a long time, that's the joke, right? The guy with the Lambo in the background of his picture, that's a meme. That's a joke. That's almost a sign that you should stay away from them, to be honest with you. You should be learning to do your own trading, and you should be figuring out how those people do this, because this is how you develop long-term wealth, right? None of this happens overnight. Um, but I want to point that out, right? I want to point that out. Now, let's go to BNB, and for giggles, we're going to do the exact same thing on BNB. We'll start right about here, give it a bit of a chance, pull that out, grab our 74%. And it's going to work out for a couple reasons like that. But so BNB, $175, right? We could go to ETH. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Oops. We're going to go do ETH. We're going to go do the same thing, right? It's $1,100 ETH. So a year from now, you might see $1,100 ETH. But we're in the market now. And I'm in the market to gain Satoshis, not for a Lambo and not for a dream house, just to get Satoshis. I just want the Satoshis. And I want to die with those Satoshis. Well, someone will, but you get the idea. All right, that's my position. That's where I'm at. And I want you to get Satoshis too. I don't want you to not have Satoshis. That's the thing. That's the important thing. All right, so let's look at BNB. Let's go ahead and we'll drop down to the day real quick. Oops, I left my marks there. So BNB, when I looked at it last time, looked as though it might be trading above the 50. Well, it hasn't quite started trading underneath because we have a little wick here on the daily that's hit the 50, but we have a 1 and we have a 2 trading beneath this 1. So our RSI is already a little bit low. I think I'm going to wait. This is where most of my uh, this is where most of my money is. Let me put it that way. Is in BNB right now. So I am perfectly happy here. I don't want to see it go down. I'm not ready to get rid of it. If anything, I could see myself doing more short-term buys with cash on BNB and doing some trading, and I'll show you why in a little bit. But um, we have a 1 here. We have 15 hours left on the day. It will be interesting to see what this turns into Sunday morning, right? That's what I'm thinking. Drop down to the 4, and we're going to see what looks like sideways, right? So we've got this tail over here. I want to look at that. That is about 495. That is 10%. On the 4 hour, it's it at some point during the 4 hour it was a sell signal here that I just didn't take. We're already underneath. We're crossed, or we're about to cross. Here we have crossed underneath. We're about to have a complete flippening on BNB. That's the way I see it on the 4 hour. Tell me what you think. Here we go again on the 1 hour. Trading under, bouncing down. So we'll see this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to sleep soon, I guess. And then in the morning, we'll see where this is. Now, this is something. This is something that we might want to do a retrace on. And just for the fun of it, all right. So this is what I need to get into the habit of doing a little more if we're going to start going down. So if you look at this right here, boom, you go right in the middle there. You might have caught this as a blind buy, and you never ever do a blind buy with more than 1% of your total portfolio. Never ever do a blind buy with more than 1% of your total portfolio. So for me, that's very small. But that would have been a 4%, 3% possible gain there, but it could have gone a little higher. But it's those kind of swings I'm going to be looking for on the 4 hour. All right, so that didn't quite work out. I didn't do that right. I did that backwards. And there it just broke down. So that wouldn't have been a good idea. All right, but you're getting the idea, right? Using the Fibonacci tool backwards, upside down. Figure out where a possible buy might come in, but still trying to buy that dip. BNB 4 hour. Lines are crossing 1 hour. And we see this a lot during the weekend, so I'm not exactly paranoid, right? But yeah, go to ETH, look at ETH on the day. Get rid of this silliness. I'm gonna have to go to the month, aren't I? ETH on the day. So on the day, we still got 15 hours left, but on the day, this is looking like a green turnaround. It looks like it's trying to bounce above here, right? Um, yeah, my last buy in ETH was at 1776, and I will remember that crypto buy for the rest of my life. But that's where it was, and you can see where I sold now, which was uh, $4,200. Um, but the 4 hour, this is not looking so good to me. So we just had the a complete flip. So our 50 is underneath our 100, and our 100 just went under the 200 here on the 4 hour. So I'm gonna let this money ride, and I'm gonna see what happens Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning, Monday morning, right? I'm gonna check my key times, make sure that I'm at the computer at the times that I think are gonna be good times for buys and sells. Right now, it's looking like I can just kind of cruise through the weekend without looking at anything, mainly because, I don't have a lot in the market right now. But we've got a pullback here on the 1 hour candle that's looking kind of drastic. Looking at it on the 1 hour here, we'll have to see. So right now, if I bought in right now, 5% more ETH. That's all we're talking about. All right, so that's ETH, BNB. Let's look at Cake real quick here. So Cake is a Cake is an altcoin. So I only look at altcoins. So we'll get rid of that trade. Um, Cake is an altcoin here. I'm looking at it on the 4 hour. It just did another 9 all the way down. Its RSI is looking like it might come up. But this is not the time to get into Cake. Now, the one thing that I do check though, usually check this on the day, is Cake versus BNB, right? And I've just recently moved this line. It was up here, but it needs to be down here now, right? So this is the line that Cake needs to cross for me to start considering putting my BNB into Cake and letting it auto compound if we have an extended bull run, if the bull run is not over. I'm not calling a bear market. I think we need a little bit of cooling off. I think there's a lot of money. I think that after January, if I'm not mistaken, I think that there is a lot of money that goes into the stock market for quarter 1. Um, and I think that this year, I think that it's very possible that the crypto markets, at least some of the well-known ones, um, some of the coins that actually do something and aren't crypto punks. Which, if you got a crypto punk, man, holy cow, you are balling. I don't have a crypto punk. I got like a couple pancake swap NFTs that they give you. Um, but uh, but yeah, yeah. Now's not the time to get into cake. Now's not the time to be aping into anything. Is anything up? I haven't even checked that. We got EOS. Oh, figures EOS. But look at that. That's not on the day. Let's go to the 4 hour. That's not promising. I certainly would not have gotten any signal to get in on this one candle, and it has been rejected one, two, almost three times at the 100. 15% in what? What, the last 5 hours? Yeah, like 5 hours, something like that? No, 9 hours. What time is it? Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, so even on the hour, let's see. There would have been your buy signal. I probably definitely would have waited until it crashed. Hmm. Yeah, I would have. I think I would have missed out on this. Well, I might have gotten it here, but because that is kind of nice the way that three pops up there. That's 5%. I'd probably have a stop loss here to cover my losses by now because I'd be watching this closely if I was trading this, right? And I don't have time to watch anything. So I don't have time to ape into anything right now. Um, and to be honest with you, nothing is looking. Our top performers here so far are not anywhere near where they need to be for a buy for me. I would rather wait for the bull market to start than try and catch knives. So, yeah. All right. Please learn to trade. Learn patience in your trades too, right? So, I mean, the ETH, I've been in this for 3 days. So this is why you can't follow my trades because you'll get wrecked. Right now, I'm not wrecked. But if you sold right now and it went up, if it finds support already at this line and it goes up, you will get wrecked. Right? And then you'll be mad at me. This is why I'm not a financial advisor. This is why you don't follow other people's trades. This is why you learn to trade. This is why you don't believe them when they tell you it's going to 10 times, when you're going to become a millionaire off of this, when, thank God people, I mean, thank God people make money. You should never be jealous of somebody that's made money. It's not something to be jealous over, right? You want to make money. How do you want to make that money? Do you want to make that money in a secure fashion or do you want to gamble it? Do you want to bet? Right? Because some of these people that made money, they gambled, hands down. It was a gamble. I've gambled. I bought Dogecoin. I bought Dogecoin